Let me be honest with you for a second. If you're watching this right now, then there's a good chance that you're already thinking about your 2026 goals. You're thinking about what you need to change in your life, what needs to stop, and what you're hoping won't follow you into this new year. But see, here's the problem though. Most people entering a new year full of motivation and life, but they leave it carrying the same exact patterns like last year. Not because they didn't try, but because they misunderstand what God was actually asking for them to do. So in these next few minutes, I want to show you why New Year's motivations keep failing, why your discipline alone never lasts, and how God redefines real renewal differently than we actually think. So please stay with me, because this isn't about some brand new person that you're going to become overnight. It's about learning how to endure faithfully, renew your mind, and let God be first before you plan anything this year. Here's the part that nobody likes to say out loud, okay? Most of us fail because we don't want to change. We fail because we keep trying to fix our own lives with the same thinking that broke them last year. We say things like, I just need to try harder. I just got to lock in, bro. I just need more discipline. But discipline alone doesn't heal wounds, and motivation alone doesn't fix your direction. Some of you aren't stuck because you're lazy. You're stuck because you're exhausted from carrying decisions that you were never meant to carry alone in the first place. And see, nobody told you that. But listen, your beloved brother that's walking this Christian journey with you, I'm going to show you and tell you why in this next verse. You see, Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 9 says, "The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately sick. Who can understand it?" You see, this verse isn't meant to shame you. It's actually meant to free you from your own understanding alone. God is saying, stop trusting yourself as the final authority. When we lead ourselves long enough, we normalize what's slowly hurting us to begin with. We call it, it's just who I am, or it's just my situation, or this is just my season. But God calls it misalignment. Now, I want you to think about it for a minute. How many times have you entered a new year convinced that you were finally ready for this new year? Ready to be consistent in the gym, ready to be disciplined in your faith journey, ready to be focused and locked in. And then somewhere along the way, life happens. And guess what? You quit. You didn't lose motivation overnight. You just got tired of forcing change without real transformation. Now, here's the hard truth. Willpower can control your behavior, but it cannot control or change desire. That's why the same struggles just keep resurfacing. Listen, I've personally struggled with this time and time again, always trying to change myself. Whenever it's a new year that happens, trying to be some different person and to escape my own personal problems that I had this past year. Different year, same patterns. Different goals, same exhaustion. But I want you to listen to this very closely. You see, the Bible never tells us to fix ourselves alone. It tells us to be transformed. You see, if we go to Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and it says, "Do not be conformed in this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." Listen, y'all heard that word renewal, and it matters because God doesn't start with your habits. He starts with you and how you think and what you believe and what you actually trust in. So if your thinking stays exactly the same, then your year is going to stay exactly the same. Simple as that. You can change routines all you want all day long, but if your mind isn't renewed, you're rebuilding the same exact life just in a new calendar year. And trust me, that is frustrating. So here's why I want you to listen up, because this point right here is very, very important. Just because it's 2026 doesn't mean God is asking you to become a completely different person. And here's why. Sometimes God isn't calling you to reinvent yourself. He's calling you to endure and remain faithful. He's calling you to stay obedient. He's calling you to keep walking and to not give up. Now, if we go to Matthew chapter 24, verse 13, and it says, "But the ones who endure to the end will be saved." That verse doesn't say the one who changes their own identity, and it definitely doesn't say the one who has it all figured out. It says the one who endures. which means your faith walk isn't always going to be exciting and full of roses, okay? Sometimes it's steady, sometimes it's very quiet, and sometimes it's costly. But we endure until the end because we will be saved. And remember, a saved person will experience the full blessing and the full peace of salvation when Jesus returns. And I think that's important to understand because we always talk about being new people, but we forget about the endurance part. Understand that putting God first doesn't mean asking Him to help you improve your life. It also means asking this hard question: what more can I do for God? Not out of guilt, not out of pressure, but out of love and out of obedience. Now, if we go back to Matthew chapter 6, and I want to read verse 33, and it says, "But seek ye the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." Seeking God first isn't passive. It's actually active. It means aligning your New Year plans with His purpose. It means asking, God, where do you want me to serve? Who do you want me to love better? What do you want me to endure faithfully? The renewal prepares your actual journey. But listen, the endurance keeps you grounded on your journey altogether. Now, if this message feels heavy on your heart right now, I want you to understand something. It's okay. I understand. Not everything that's heavy is meant to be rushed past, okay? Sometimes you have to just understand it. Sometimes you're going to feel that tension deep down inside, and you already know something needs to change this year. It's not just your new goals, and it's not just your old routines, but it's actually your posture towards God. You've been strong for a long time. You've carried a lot of responsibility. You stayed faithful even when nobody actually noticed. You've endured seasons that you never ever asked for. And maybe that's why you're tired right now. Because 2026 doesn't need some stronger version of you. No, it needs a renewed and faithful version of yourself that's willing to endure until the end. It needs a surrendered version of yourself, the one who keeps walking and you're tired. Listen, you don't have to have it all figured out today or for the rest of the year, but you do have to decide who you're living for and who's leading you. Because a new year won't save who you are, but a renewed mind and a faith that endures unto the end, listen, that's the kind of life that God honors. Remember that. My name is Rod Brown, and I truly, truly appreciate you all for watching. Until the next time, be blessed.